The Chicago Sky opened up the 2025 season versus the Indiana Fever. And I'm not surprised about that. I actually expected that. Cat Engelberg is on record saying that the the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, Reese and Caitlin Clark, it sells and it's making the league a lot of money. She don't care about players getting bullied on the internet. She don't care about you know racial comments from fans to players. She don't care about none of that stuff. She don't care about none of that. All she care about is the WNBA making dollars off this media made up rivalry. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, I had no problem with it because rivalries is part of sports, and I love rivalries. Um, Rivalries have always generated money. Going back to Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Lakers versus Celtics. You can go on and on and on. Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins. I mean, Cowboys, 49ers. I mean, you go to Yankees, Red Sox. I mean, sports. I mean, that's what it is. It's rivalries. This is the biggest rivalry other than probably the Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. I would still say that's the number one rivalry because they played each other in the finals and then they played each other in the the playoffs this past year in the semis. So I definitely believe that's a number one rivalry, but this is the number one rivalry based off of these two of the most popular players in the league, and they're generating the most money, more viewership, right? More people talking about them than anybody else. Nothing wrong with that. I'm already got an understanding in there. I've been had an understanding in it, right? There's a small group of people that don't seem to think that one of them is actually generating money for some reason. I don't get it, but it is what it is. The facts are the facts. If it was just one player, you should just put anybody against them, right? Because they are most watched by themselves, right? No, they always have to put one to attach the other, and we don't have to go too deep into that. All you got to do is turn on golf. When I turn on the golf, I went on the golf Twitter account, right? Because that was highlighted. So that's something I was searching for. It was just on my timeline. It's in the algorithm. They are talking about one player, then they mention another player named Angel Reese. We ain't gonna get into that. And then another situation that happened the other what was this yesterday, 2 days ago, where they said, oh, a certain somebody was at a game and they said, well, this certain person over here, she ain't at the game, so yeah, she ain't at this game right here. And this game is so perfect. This game is so perfect because this person ain't at this game. And I'm like, what do they got to do with that person? When that person at the game, she supposed to be the biggest fish. Why y'all had to always attach her to her? That's what it's always is. So anytime anybody want to be in denial, all you got to do is look around. Everybody that's pro this side, I always got to mention that person. That's just what it is. I ain't got to say too much. You just read between the lines. You get what I'm saying, right? So all right, let's get to it. So Chicago's schedule, they got a whole schedule released for the 2025 season. Interesting. They open up the season on the road against Indiana. Now this is going to be a 12 o'clock game. Interesting. And I kind of think why I think I know why it's 12 o'clock because I think that's around NBA playoff time. Y'all remember last year we had to actually cover both playoffs, NBA playoffs and WNBA games at the same time. So I'm actually glad they did it like that because hopefully I don't have to do so much in that one day. We can do one at a time, just me for for the channel, whatever. Now, that's gonna be a 12 o'clock game, right? So basically gonna be in the morning. Then they open up at home against New York Liberty. Now, New York Liberty are the defending champions. It's like they want to give Chicago all the smoke. that's fine. I mean, Chicago, you got to build a roster. You definitely got to build a roster because they coming out giving you playoff teams. I mean, they just getting down on y'all. And it's kind of interesting how the WNBA released the schedule. It's very different from the NBA. The NBA use they what the NBA do is they release their schedules like and somewhere in between what is it, July and August, like August yeah, it was like August. They actually released their schedule in August. So you got the draft, you got free agents, then you got the schedules. You know what I'm saying? So they put the schedules out after the draft. So that's kind of interesting too. Now they got after that they go on the road against Los Angeles. Then you got to go to Phoenix. Then you got another game right here. What was that? That's Dallas. So we're gonna see Paige Becker back to. So they got to play Paige Becker back to back games. Um, then you got Indiana again. It's like Indiana, New York again. I mean, you got to play Indiana. What are they gonna play Indiana? How many times they got to play Indiana? Cause let me count this. Cause knowing Kat Engelberg, she trying to milk the hell out of this. So to no surprise, actually Chicago and Indiana actually play each other one. For what I'm saying, two times. Let me see. This two. Actually, this is three. Wow. Let me see. Four, five. So Chicago Sky play Indiana 5 times next year. 5 times now. I mean, are y'all surprised? No, because that rival generates the most money. Smart business move, right? Now, Chicago Sky, I'm gonna say this about Chicago. This is not all season to play around. Cause I'm looking at this schedule. I mean, they got heavy hitters coming out the gate. You feel what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing. This ain't gonna be nothing nice. You know, everybody got to be on their P's and Q's, man. With all that being said, I still think Chicago made the playoffs because they couldn't make the playoffs last year. If they went for those injuries. So me personally, I'm not too concerned about them making the playoffs. I definitely think they're gonna make the playoffs. I just off the I saw enough last year with limited roster to know they can make the playoffs. They gotta fill in them voids though. They gotta fill in them voids. Them holes in their team, the shooting, the point guard, yeah, they gotta get all that. Yeah, let's not even play around with that because fans gotta pay extra money this year. You know, the tickets have went up. It's skyrocketing. You know, this is a different league now than it was 2 years ago. And it's gonna be a whole lot of money being made and a whole lot of money being paid. So I will say this: Kathy Engelberg, somebody that don't care about nothing else but money, she definitely having made that she gonna get her bang for the buck. Now it's gonna be a little tough going up against the NBA, of course, to start the season out. But I think the NBA has its own issues that needs to be addressed. You know. But within time, I think both me personally that I watch both of them, I'm fine with it. You know, I like watching both. You know, I had no problem covering both last year. I just think the number one issue I did have was how are fans watching games. So we had these different streaming services last year, and a lot of people couldn't find certain games. You have certain games on Prime, certain games on Amazon, certain games on like CBS Sports. Like it was all over the place. We just need to get more or hopefully get more organized with where these games gonna be televised, so it make it a lot easier for the fans to watch. That's my opinion on it. But let me know what y'all think though, man. Get in the comment section, light it up. It's your boy Showtime, man. How do y'all feel about Chicago? Looking at this schedule, do y'all think they make the playoffs? Give a prediction in the chat, man. I'll see y'all next video.